All right, so this is an old plastered garage. They had some bad water damage here, so they ripped out the bad stuff, they replaced it. If you look, there's a little metal strip that comes around these doors that they butted up to. I'm gonna have to load it in. This has got a really heavy sand texture to it. I'm not gonna be matching the texture. All I'm gonna be doing is taping this smooth, tape top and skim this smooth, and then they're just gonna paint it and make it smooth. After all, it's just a garage. Now, there's two things that I don't pre-fill. Garages and closets. Just not necessary. If you have major cracks and major settlement in the closet, nobody sees it once you put your clothes in there. With garages here, we have temperature changes that fluctuate from 20 below zero to 100 degrees with 100% humidity. So the temperature and fluctuations in a garage here are extreme. So I don't pre-fill those either. They just expand and contract so much, they're gonna pop and crack. But this plaster in this garage is incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't see any cracking. I don't see anything. Well, I take that back. Here's a crack. Here's a slight crack here right now. But this is all plaster. And whoever did this job, how many years ago? 60, 70 years ago. Man, oh man, they did a great job on this. I really like this. So, what I like to do, when I'm doing a patch like this, and I'm not using Durabond, I've taken all-purpose compound, or what this mud is, it's USG First Coat. No, USG Cover Coat. USG First Coat's a primer paint. So it's a USG Cover Coat, and I've taken some +3 topping, like this, pigmented +3, and I mixed them. I've got them mixed probably about 50-50, and I just mixed them together. And so what I'm going to do with it then, at this point, it's good hand mud right now. It feels good. If I put it on the stomper, you'll see it runs off a little bit, but it still holds. So this is good hand mud. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to tape and top. That's all I'm going to do with this right now, is just tape it and coat it. I'll come back in a couple of days or so and put a skim coat on it and finish it. It's no hurry. I'm not holding anybody up. It's not like this is a bathroom and a shower or a kitchen and they want it back right away. If they don't have access to this area of their garage for the next week or two, no problem. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tape and top it, and then I'll come back here when it's all set up, and I'll put a skim coat on it. So we'll get back to you in just a few minutes. So he's going to roll while I just tape and top this. If we got to throw out a lot of footage, so be it. If not, he's got nothing else to do right now. He's getting paid to do it. So he can get paid to take some videos, and who knows, maybe we can have another couple weeks of videos here. You know, I want to say too, I've gotten a lot of comments, and I'm still teachable. I mean, people are making comments, and I'm learning stuff from them. And so I think it's really important to not try to be a Mr. Know-it-all and to be able to be teachable. So I do try to be teachable. I've been doing this for 40 years. Doesn't mean I've been doing it for 40 years the right way. So if there's a better way of doing it, hey, I'm all for a better way of doing it. An easier, softer way. It's been my motto in life to have an easier, softer way of doing stuff. So, and if you notice, I'm just doing this by hand. I'm going to take this quickly. And then we'll top it later. Wow, I can barely reach this. I need to be a little taller. I've got 1 or 2 buckets already. I wonder if I should triple it up. I don't know. But whenever I'm taping, I always like to tape the butt joints first. And then I tape the seams up to the butt joints. Just the way I was taught. It's just the way I do it, right or wrong, it's just the way I do it. So if you're taught to do it differently, doesn't make any difference. It really doesn't. So, but I really hate watching people do this though. That just drives me crazy when they do stuff like that. Spread the mud. Spread it. It's so much faster and easier. I'll tell you, if you're working for me and you're doing that for any length of time, you're not going to get a raise because that takes too long to do that.
Wait, we can ask for raises?
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're going to get one. All right. So those are my flats, except for that one on the ceiling. Now I have to do that. This one's not going to be easy because, first of all, it's a big gap and it's high. I need to be just a hair higher. Let me add another bucket to this. I'm going to add one more bucket. Now I should be able to reach it. Yeah, now I can reach. Much easier. It wants to fall down. I have a big gap here. I didn't hang this, by the way. The builders actually hung this. But I don't want them to look at it and have me complaining because they're my builders and they're what pays my bills. Unless you guys would hurry up and subscribe and make my YouTube channel a little bit bigger, then I don't have to do this anymore. Are you familiar with old cartoons? They used to have this guy, his name was, he was a turtle, and he would always see this Wizard the Lizard. Oh, darn it. Wizard the Lizard. I knew that was going to happen since that gap was so big. But the turtle always wanted to be something else. He wanted to be a fireman, he wanted to be this, he wanted to be that. And so Wizard the Lizard would wave his magic wand and turn him into whatever he wanted to be. And then the turtle would get in all this trouble and he didn't want to be that anymore. He wanted to be a turtle again. So he'd start yelling, "Help me, Mr. Wizard, help! I don't want to be a drywall finisher anymore." And the Lizard would sit there and say, "Trazzle, trazzle, trazzle, no. I'm for this one to come home." So that's my common thing. "Help me, Mr. Wizard, help! I don't want to be a drywall finisher anymore." But he just can't hear me. So I'm just another drywall finisher again. All right, I'll keep quiet. Oh, I don't know if you noticed, if you saw what I did here. When I taped up this top angle, since I was up on the bucket, I couldn't touch the ground. I guess. I sit there and I guess how much more tape I'm going to need. And then that way, when I'm taping by hand, I can just do this later. Let's see how good I was at guessing. And that was good. All right. So now I just got to coat it. And again, too, I'm just going to tape and top this. You see that sticker right there on this knife? If I sprayed that with, if I tried to take this off now, even if I soaked it in water, it just does not want to come off. It just comes off in little pieces and stuff. But if I sprayed that with some WD and came back in about 5 minutes, just pops right off. It just comes right off really easy. So that reminds me of one time I had mud all over me when I was at a gas station and I'm putting gas in my car and this woman's there having gas put in her car. It was actually a time when they still had filling station attendants where you could go to the self-serve or the full-service island, right? And so they were right next to each other. She was at the full-service island, and I was at the self-service island. And she sees me, and she sees the mud all over me. And she goes, "Oh, your wife must really hate having to get all of that mud off your pants." And I told her, no, it comes right off. She goes, "Ooh, your pants come right off?" I was just like, Oh man, I set myself up for that one, didn't I? But it does, it just washes right off. I don't care how many times I've had mud on me, it just washes right off. So, but I'm gonna do a quick coat, spot the screws. I'm probably just gonna strip these angles because it is a garage. I'm not gonna coat the angles like I would inside of a house. So this is just gonna be a quick coat. I don't like my corner though. I do like really nice pick corners. There, that's better. I gotta spot these screws here. Oh, that one's not even set. So you know what, in a garage, I'll just nobody. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody I just kept that screw. And if it's sticking way on, see, there's 3 of them here. But we just cap them. Shh. But you see how that holds down because of the mud that's on the tape? That's just kind of sticking down like that. I'm not too concerned about that because this mud has a lot of taping mud in it. And unlike plus three, taping mud shrinks up a lot. So when I come back here to skim this, that whole center is going to be sucked up into the ceiling, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to just suck right up into the ceiling, and then I can skim this out without a problem. But, somebody asked me why I don't use stainless steel, why I don't like stainless steel. My best answer to them, honestly, is when I first started taping, I picked up stainless steel knives. I thought, oh, they don't rust, look at, they're so shiny, they look good, and they're shiny. I like shiny things, and they're so shiny. And I'm using them, and I'm not having a problem. But then I start flaring edges. And again, sometimes I would push too hard when I flare an edge. And I brought my knife up, and the corner of my knife was like this on the stainless steel knife. It didn't bounce back like the blue steel does. That's why I like blue steel. It bounces right back into shape. I have problems, unless they've changed the stainless steel. I used to have problems with the stainless steel. Just you see how I'm flaring this edge? And it's not much, but when you're doing it over and over and over again, I was having a problem with the stainless steel coming back and staying straight, keeping me a straight blade. The blade wasn't straight anymore. So that's why I don't use stainless steel. Truthfully, I've got a stainless steel 6 right now that my helper's been using, and it still looks good. I've used it a number of times, and it's not staying bent. I probably have it in here. I don't know, but it hasn't bent out. We're doing a TV show right now. That's how many minutes we're going to have on a regular television show. Tomorrow I'm doing a bunch of patches in a mansion, and we'll take some video of that too. The tapers, I hired some tapers to come through and do the main drywall part, because I'm just a little guy. I'm just me and my helper here, just the 2 of us. And it was 200 plus sheets, 200 plus sheets with major ceiling heights, all 10-foot ceilings downstairs, 9-foot ceilings upstairs, just major stuff. Wow, they must have used some monster screws. That was not easy going in. Okay, there you have it. Taped, topped, a little bit of topping, a little bit of +3 mixed in with some cover coat, and this is going to glue down really well. It's going to shrink up into the big gaps, and when I come back to skim it, I have one more coat on top of it, and it'll be ready to sand. Whether I sand it or not, Probably not. This is all textured anyway, but I'm at least going to get a skim coat on it. You guys have a great day. Hey, if you really like this video, subscribe, and if you really, really like this video, share it with somebody else. You have a great day.